The Corvani High Council had deliberated for 3 solar cycles. The Zephyrian Senate required 4 months of careful consideration. The Thek Dominion's war mind needed 6 weeks of probability calculations before reaching any conclusion. Humanity took 12 minutes. When the ancient weapon stirred from its million-year slumber beneath the crystalline surface of Kepler 442c, every major galactic power detected the energy signature simultaneously. The artifact's awakening sent ripples through subspace that made even the most advanced sensor arrays scream warnings across 100 star systems. Commander Sarah Chen was picking coffee grounds from her uniform when the alert came through. The human exploration vessel Curiosity's Edge had been conducting routine surveys of the uninhabited world when their modest sensor suite, laughably primitive by galactic standards, registered the disturbance. "Captain," her communications officer called out, "We're receiving priority transmissions from, well, everyone. The Corvani are demanding we withdraw immediately. The Zephyrians are offering us protection if we'll share our findings. The Thek are just repeating 'comply or be eliminated' in 17 different languages." Chen spat coffee grounds and grinned. "How long until their fleets arrive?" "Corvani fleet, 18 hours. Zephyrian Armada, 22 hours. Thek War Spheres, 16 hours. And us?" Her pilot, Lieutenant Rodriguez, was already strapping himself in. "We can be planetside in 40 minutes, Captain. The other species had technology that could bend space, manipulate time, and rewrite the laws of physics. Humanity had something far more dangerous: the complete inability to leave well enough alone." As the Curiosity's Edge descended through Kepler 442c's thin atmosphere, the artifact's signature grew stronger. Chen studied the readings, noting how the energy patterns seemed almost familiar. Not technologically familiar. The science was beyond anything humanity had encountered, but familiar in the way a predator recognizes the scent of prey. "It's testing," she murmured, watching the displays. "This thing is awake and it's looking for something." The ancient weapon emerged from the planet's crust like a metallic flower blooming in fast forward. Crystalline petals the size of skyscrapers unfolded, revealing a core that pulsed with energies that made their instruments weep electromagnetic tears. It was beautiful, terrible, and utterly alien. It was also completely defenseless. "Sir," Ensign Park called from the sensor station, It's trying to communicate. The signal is incredibly complex. Thousands of linguistic patterns, mathematical proofs, historical references. It's like it's offering knowledge about the universe's greatest secrets. Or testing to see if we're worthy of wielding it," Jenny replied. She'd read enough ancient human mythology to recognize a divine trial when she saw one. "What's our comm status?" "The other fleets are still en route. The Corvani are broadcasting demands that we not approach. The Zephyrians are offering to share technology if we'll wait for them. The Thek—" Park paused, looking puzzled. "The Thek just asked us to please not do anything irreversibly stupid." Chen laughed. Even the universe's most ruthless conquerors had apparently learned to fear human unpredictability. The weapon's communication intensified as they approached. Complex algorithms designed to test intellect, wisdom, and worthiness flooded their systems. The kind of challenges that would require decades of study by the galaxy's greatest minds. "Captain," Rodriguez said quietly, "I've got a landing solution, but that thing is putting out enough radiation to cook us in our suits." "Noted." Chen studied the weapon's pattern of energy pulses, watching how they cycled through different frequencies and intensities. After 60 seconds of observation, she thought she understood. It wasn't testing for intelligence or wisdom. It was testing for courage. "Take us down, Rodriguez. Right on top of it." "Captain, the radiation is calibrated for species that think in terms of safety margins and acceptable losses," she interrupted. "Look at the pulse pattern. It's not trying to kill, it's trying to intimidate. The question isn't whether we're smart enough to solve its puzzles. It's whether we're crazy enough to grab it anyway." The landing was rough, but humanity had never been known for gentle landings. As the ship's ramp lowered, Chen could feel the weapon's attention focus on them like a searchlight. The air itself seemed to hum with anticipation. She walked out onto the crystalline surface without a suit. The radiation that should have killed her immediately felt like warm sunlight. The crushing psychic pressure that should have driven her insane felt like coming home. Behind her, she heard her crew following, their instruments registering impossibly safe levels of everything that had been lethally dangerous moments before. The weapon spoke then, not in words, but in understanding that bloomed directly in their minds. It had been waiting, not for the wisest species or the most advanced civilization, but for the one species foolish enough to approach an unknown ancient weapon with nothing but curiosity and a complete disregard for personal safety. It had been waiting for humans. When the Corvani fleet arrived 6 hours later, they found the Curiosity's edge in perfect orbit around Kepler 442c. The ancient weapon was gone, leaving only a crater filled with flowering vines that shouldn't have been able to survive in that atmosphere. Commander Chen's response to their demands for explanation was broadcast across 17 star systems. Ancient weapon? What ancient weapon? We just stopped to pick up some interesting plant samples. Though I have to say, this little mining laser we found works great for clearing asteroids. Want to see? The Corvani fleet was gone within the hour. The Zephyrians never arrived. The Thek sent a single message. Typical humans. We should have expected this. Later, alone in her quarters, Chen smiled as she examined the device that had bonded itself to her ship, her crew, and her species. An ancient weapon that had waited 1,000,000 years for someone brave enough, or stupid enough, to simply reach out and take it. Humanity had just become the custodians of something that could reshape the galaxy. They'd figure out how to use it responsibly eventually. Probably.